Flock up or flock off, not you stick around, cause it's going down. What's up, y'all? What is this, a Thursday, Hurts Day? Midsummer off-season, it's not midsummer, what are we talking about? Off-season edition. We in here back like we never left. Hi, haters. I'm back from my hiatus. Yeah, you already know, man. So many things are going on in the Eagleverse, man. I'm just here for my weekly, my daily, whatever I need. This therapy, emphasis on the E. It's because it's for the Eagles. E-A-G-L-E-S. Yes. Yeah, man, we back in here, man. So many things to throw in your flock pots today. What we going to throw in our flock pots today? We got a little bit, of course, it's just Thursday. You know what I mean? So we're going to get into that. We got some Jalen Carter for our flock pots. Draft things, a few things that have been flying through my brain, flying through the Eagle waves about these Eagles picks and what we're going to do with these picks. Welcome to the flock. Welcome to Eagles Nation. Welcome to the Eagleverse. Welcome to the Bird Gang. Marcus Mariota, after how many years he was supposed to have been here. But before we go any further, you know, like how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time. Let's keep the maniac thing. Please like and subscribe. If you bought that Fly Eagles Fly, drop a comment in the box. If you flying with the flock, let's fly. It's takeoff time. Do remember, join the maniac thing. Know the gang. You hit that bell, you get a bing whenever I'm on this YouTube thing. Yes. We back. Therapy, Goose for Bar, Sim Solomon, and all that. Those for our flock pots. We're going to throw a few things in the flock pots, chop it up, you know what I mean? Throw it on the table and consume it how you deem fit. Because we in here, oh yeah, let's keep the main thing. Do remember, man, thank you all for flocking with the flock, you know what I'm saying? And hope this video finds you in good vibes, good times. If you're not there, I hope this helps you get there, because we about to go there. Oh yeah. First things first for our flock pots. It's a Thursday, Hurts Day. So you know we got to break it down about our boy. Number one, Jalen Alexander the Great Hurts. You already know, man. So it seems to be going through the Eagleverse right now. People are talking that it seems that Jalen Hurts may take a Mahomesian type deal, if you will, you know, to help the Eagles out. Because it's not going around the Eagleverse. Well, no, it's going around the Eagleverse. But I believe it came from one dude, who threw it out there? Whatever the case may be. It was out there, right? Some dude said he was speaking to some dude, one of these execs out there, right? Executives, unnamed, you know, anonymous, if you will. So whatever, he's saying that, you know, he thinks Jalen Hurts will take a deal similar to a Mahomes type deal for the simple fact that he thinks that he gets it. And I believe I've told you guys on numerous occasions that I just don't think that's the case. Allow me to reiterate why. It's for the simple fact that he's a running quarterback, y'all. I mean, Mahomes runs not like Jalen Hurts runs. And in this day and age, I mean, don't get it twisted. This isn't what I hope is going to happen. It's just, man, it just doesn't seem like it would make sense for that young man at this point in his career. Maybe on the next deal, but on this first deal, he's got to get that bag. Unless it's some crazy amount guaranteed. I said this before, man. I'm looking at something like 5 years. 40 million a year. Like 50 a year, 250 with maybe 150, 175 guaranteed. It's got to be more than that, right? You got to stop 175, 190, something, you know, close to that 5 years, right? Because, I mean, this dude, he does that work and he puts himself in harm's way no matter what. But, you know, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, I agree with the guy. Like, I think Jalen Hurts does get it. Like, he's the type of player he's going to want to surround himself with other great players. You know what I mean? Get other guys that want to come here. Even though it does seem like just Jalen Hurts being Jalen Hurts is getting guys to come over to this side anyway, man. So, I don't know, man. That's just how I see it. That's how I've been seeing it. And this is what people are saying out there, man. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Drop it down and we're going to get into that. First things first. Next on the docket. What we talking about? Next thing in the flock pots, what we throwing in there, man. They're talking about Jalen Carter. Matter of fact, this is from my boy Inf, right? What up, Inf? Thanks for repping the flock. Even though he's a Weeman fan, he been repping this thing from the beginning, right? So boom, he's like, he's telling me yesterday, as a matter of fact, like, listen, Jalen Carter, you want Jalen Carter, you can have him. And he's like, the way he's saying, I'm like, you saying it like he sucks. I'm like, I'll take him. Number 10, is you crazy? And then he gets into the character issues of the man. You know what I mean? Like, so there are a few things. These are allegations. Like, I haven't looked them up, seen if any of this is true or not. But, you know, usually coming from my boy Imp, he's usually on point with things like this, whatever the case may be. So, albeit I'm like, he's a kid, right? He's like, yeah, he's a kid, but you're at the scene of somewhere something catastrophic happened. And I didn't push back on him with this because at the time, we're not knowing for sure if he knew if the two people in the other car had passed away. We don't know. But I mean, it still doesn't bode well for you. Like, he's like, boom, egomaniac. If you was in an accident and I rode off, you was in the accident and I left the scene where you were just in the accident at, would you flock with me after that? I'm like, yo, bro, yeah. That is, you got that going for you. So you left the scene. Not only did you leave the scene, you go and lie to the cops, to the police about said situation. So, that's like, these are two big strikes, at least in Imp's opinion, right? Then you've got the third strike in his opinion. You pull up to the combine, not the combine, pro day, a day which is designed specifically for you. You're working with your coaches. He also told me that his agent is Drew Rosenhaus. So, Drew Rosenhaus is affording him all types of luxuries, trainers, dietitians, all kinds of things, trying to make this day the best day that it can be for you, because a good day for you is a good day for him. You know what I mean? To the ring, ding, 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 about 10% of whatever he gets, right? So Drew Rosenhaus is going to have his best things, his best, whatever he wants for him. This is what he's going to want for him. He's going to want the best for Jalen Carter, right? So he's got all this line for him. So he shows up 9 pounds overweight. Yeah, and he looks bad on his pro day. A day designed specifically for him. In his opinion, that's 3 strikes. I mean, he's a Weeman fan, so he's like, there's no way that they're going to get him anyway. So, he's looking at it like, he has a bit of bias in his heart. At least in my opinion, when it comes to evaluating Jalen Carter and him coming to the Eagles, like, you can have him. Not to mention something else that, like, while he's breaking this all down, the thing that busts off in my mind is that they, I forget who it was. Somebody wrote this, man. I got to start citing these people, man. I don't know. What did I do with this list? There's so much here. Oh, the dude that wrote about that NFL exit was Mike Sando, right? All right, so boom. That's the guy who broke down about Jalen Hurts. But let's get back into this, man. You know it's spinning because we on Maniac time. You already know what time it is. So boom, we got that going, right? And so then I'm thinking someone wrote this. Was it Jimmy Kempski? No. Dang, yeah, man, I got to get better with this. Anyway, whatever the case may be. I'm just thinking somebody made the comparison of Jalen Carter is the closest thing they've seen to Jerome Brown since Jerome Brown, So you say that, you've got the racing thing, and it just, while he's talking, this thing goes off in my brain like alarms start going off. I'm like, oh, damn. Jerome Brown had the issue with the car and racing and all of that, and this kid, Jalen Carter with the racing. Not to mention, I heard, this is all rumor and conjecture. I hate that. I hate throwing that out there, man. But if I heard it, you probably heard it too, right? So Jalen Carter, allegedly a month prior to the accident, had received a ticket for speeding also, and he's just still out here still doing the same thing. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, so those are all the negatives, positives. Because there's got to be positive. We're going to end it with the positives because I look at the world through equal color glass. And if this works for us, Jalen Carter comes on this side. All I see is green ahead. Green. Paydays at green. Nothing but green. You feel me? So this is what I'm seeing, right? You bring him here, the Eagles may be the best place for him if indeed there are character issues that need to be evaluated or better yet corrected, You've got guys like, Fletcher Cox, number 1, who we've seen in the game correcting OGs like Brandon Graham, not to mention numerous other guys that have said, Fletcher Cox is that dude in that locker room. We may not see it on the field, but in that locker room, he is that dude, right? So we've got him controlling that. We've got him, Jalen Carter, getting over to this locker room, rocking with Fletcher Cox. What could be better, right? Walking, this guy's, Fletcher Cox is that dude. There's a few things in there, but nothing crazy, right? Not to mention, we've also got in this locker room, Nakobe Dean. We've got, who's our boy, Jordan Davis. We've got guys in this locker room that know him. So not just in the fact of like grooming him and getting him right, also guys that may have the inside track, the inside track on him, the inside scoop on Jalen Carter, and they could tell guys like Howard Roseman, Nick Sirianni, Sean Desai, Rocker, anybody else who needs to know, what this guy's all about. Because these are, albeit I don't want to get into on what degree these things are, how big, because I'm not there. I'm not there with the kid. I just know that when I was 21, 22 years old, I wasn't making the best decisions. Like, period, point blank. And we'll just leave it at that. Like, so I don't want to make this young man's situation his destination. Period, point blank. And that's just how I see it. Leave that in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think, bro. But if we don't get Jalen Carter in this draft, I've been doing a little bit. I've been looking around, you know what I mean? Just checking out a few things, see what people are writing, because like I told you on numerous occasions, I'm not the biggest college football fan, albeit, man, flocking with the flock. I got to get on top. Show y'all what I know, and y'all throw it back to me. Let me know what y'all know, man. Let me down in the comments. What's popping over here, right? What's flocking over here? Boom. So we've got one guy that's probably, oh yeah, once again, welcome to, before we even get to that, man, I just got to let it be known, man. Yeah, before we get into the draft, just 2 new members that I want to drop on, throw it in the flock pot, throw it on the table, chop it up, and, break it down. You consume it how you see fit, right? So, Kentavious Street, after watching his press, I came away, I like Kentavious Street. I am a Kentavious Street fan. Leave it at that. Like, I just love the way he came across. He's talking that talk. He wants to be here. I love that. And, you just got all these guys who want to get into this Eagleverse and rock with what we've been doing this last year. And just an overall good organization, great organization, the best organization in the NFL, in my opinion. You know how I see it, right? Kentavious Street just seems like he's going to fit in perfect. Sky's the limit for this man. He's just scratching the surface of what he could be. I mean, he reminds me a bit, not yet because I haven't seen it yet, but I would hope he could follow in the trend of guys like Hassan Ridgeway when he came over here. Not the most, decorated player at the time, but he came over here, he did his job, he did what he was supposed to do, and this is the Eagle way. Know your role and do what you're supposed to do, and this is how it goes down, and boom, we're good to go, and everything else works in the Eagleverse, right? So Kentavious Street, if he can be, not a fraction, I would love for him to be what Hassan Ridgeway was for us, you know what I mean? Just that consummate run stuffer. You could count on this guy to come through, shut it down for us, right? And if he can be better than that, by all means, please bring that to Philadelphia Football Eagles. I would love that, right? So you got him. Welcome, Kentavious Street. Thanks for getting up over here, right? And then the next one, the dude who we were trying to get, 7, 8 years ago, Marcus Mariota, I don't know, whatever the case may be. He seems like he gets it. I'm watching the presser, boom. I'm happy that we got him. He's going to fit in the fold, I think, quite perfectly. His first person he met when he walked through the door was Mariota, you know what I mean? So that's the dope thing. They got the Polynesian connection over there because, connection is one of the 5 core values of our organization. I'm the coach, Sirianni, so I'm loving that. So they got that connection. Came in the building. He's got the right attitude. He fits our scheme. And I'm just watching the whole time. I'm loving what he's saying. Saying he just wants to help Jalen Hurts become a better player, because when Jalen Hurts is a better player, we're a better team. It is just better for all of us all around. So I'm loving that. Sounds great, right? He wants to teach Jalen Hurts. But I'm waiting for, because, he was humble, like one of the most humble dudes you'll ever see in a press conference, for the simple fact that he's endured quite a bit of adversity through his career. He's had the highs and the lows. Number 1 draft pick, being cut from teams, being released from teams, being on scout team, all kinds of things. He's been through the highs and lows. So, I'm pretty sure he came across a very humble guy, but he just kept saying he wanted to teach Jalen Hurts, I'm like, I want him to come across like, this dude Jalen Hurts was an MVP candidate last year. You do know that, like, you might want to learn a little something from him. And right before the presser ends, boom, he drops that line, and boom, I was all in. Boom, he gets it. He gets it even more than I thought he got it. And he's get over here. They're giving it. We taking it. And we're going to take over, man. I'm just loving it. Great backup. Great move by the Eagles. Great move by How E busting the stupid dope moves. How E Potter waving that magic wand once again. Kentavious Street, Marcus Mariota. Welcome to the Philadelphia Football Eagles. I'm loving that. So we got him over here. Mariota gets it, and he can learn from Jalen Hurts also, and everyone learns together. I'm loving that. Back to this draft thing, right? Jalen Carter thing. We're going to flip it back, flip that switch. So I've been watching a few guys. Number 1, I'm enthused that Nolan Smith wants to be here. All these Georgia dudes, they're probably hearing nothing but great things. It's funny, I forget who I heard say it, man. It just seems like Howie, he's getting defense from Georgia and getting offense from Alabama. I mean, what better place to go than two of the top teams in football? And not just that, just a great place to go into the SEC, because the SEC is basically NFL light, right? The SEC is the NFL minor leagues, the G League, if you will, you know? Get those guys from the SEC, bring them in here, and you have better teams, and it has proved, this has proven true the last few years with the likes of Landon Dickerson, Devontae Smith, Jordan Davis, and Kobe Dean. We haven't even scratched the scratch off with one coin yet. You know what I mean? One coin swipe yet. What that dude could be. And I just can't wait to see what he's going to be. But you got guys like Nolan Smith. He says he wants to be here. A lot of people think Jalen Carter not visiting anybody after that 10 pick is like a clear indicator that he wants to be here in Philadelphia, you know? So you got that going for us. I mean, could you just imagine snatching up Jalen Carter with the 10 and Nolan Smith with the 30? There's probably no way he'll be around that late. But anyway, so you got those two guys going right on. This guy, Tyree Smith, I believe his name is. He's been popping up on a lot of not so much mock drafts, just the top 50 of guys out there. Like, some people have him ahead of Jalen Carter. Tyree Smith, I believe, from Texas Tech. And initially I'm looking at it like, dude, do we really want to go to, what is that? That's not the Pac-12. What is it, the Big 12, I believe it is? Like, and that division, its conference is known for damn near strictly offense. Like, do they even play defense down there? But then I took a step back, took another look at it, and I'm like, but wait, if there's a guy standing out defensively coming from there, then he's got to be nice, because this is the all-offense conference, right? Basically, if you want to call it anything. So you got guys like him. I believe Marlon's brother is up there. Another guy that we could snatch up. And now that I'm starting to look at this thing a bit more and watching these guys' highlights, I mean, of course, you're watching the highlights. Now they're not putting up these guys' lowlights. Everyone looks amazing to me right now. And it's like, yo, just, okay, initially, you're like, our organization, we're going to go offensive line. We need offensive line. We got to fulfill it with depth. But now it's just like, I'm starting to become like every other fan. Because once you start looking at these guys, you want them all. It's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all. Get all of these guys here, man. You got Tyree Smith, an edge rusher. Kalijah Cansey's name is popping up a lot, but I've been on him from the beginning. That was one of the first names that that people had mocked coming to us. This other dude popping up right now, Brian Brzee. Oh, man. Now, that's the one out of all these guys that I've been watching so far. I believe Brian Brzee, that's where Jimmy Kempski had him being mocked to us. Brian Brzee and Broderick Jones, right? I believe it was Broderick Jones with the first pick, offensive line out of Georgia. That dude, he popped a little bit. He looked athletic, you know what I mean? Not really our prototypical type of guard, but then again, if you look at that line, like Howie's all over the place with it, and basically not just Howie, you've got the offensive line coach of all offensive line coach, Stoutland, probably looking at these guys too. And I mean, it's just no matter like whatever you throw at him, he's going to find a tool in that dude and use that young man. Well, it sounds crazy saying it like that, but bring that young man's abilities to the highest that they can be, rocking with Stout University. You know what I mean? U of Stout, College of Stout. Stout U. So you've got that going on. Broderick Jones, he just looks to be a beast. But this guy right here, Jimmy Kempski, had being mocked to us, Brian Brzee. So I go to watch this guy, and I preface this by saying, I remember when we took Fletcher Cox in that draft, a lot of people had Luke Kuechly being mocked to us. And I mean, I'm just watching the tape from Boston College up in BC, right? I'm watching the tape, the video, and it's just, he's not popping to me. It's like, why is everybody all over this dude? What is it about this guy that everyone thinks he's going to be that guy? Lo and behold, he did turn out to be that guy, And then I took another step back, and I'm thinking, like, maybe it's the fact that, you got colleges like Boston College, and like when they're, the video that you're watching of these guys isn't going to be the best video. Whereas if you're watching a guy like, for instance, Brian Brzee, the video is going to look crazy. And a bunch of other guys back in the day we've seen, to the likes of Donnell Pumphrey. But Donnell Pumphrey came from, so this doesn't really hold true. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is, sometimes maybe the camera view's not really on it. You're watching teams on ABC and ESPN, they're going to have the best cameramen in the world. They're going to be on them, and it's, it's going to make the action look crazy. But like I said, once again, this doesn't hold true when you think of the likes of Donnell Pumphrey. Donnell Pumphrey was shot out of a cannon, it looked like, but he was also about 4 foot nothing and 150 pounds, like, soaking wet. So, that didn't really translate well to the NFL. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is you never know with these guys. They could pop here and not so much there. I mean, the ACC is a reputable conference right now. That could also be the case, like who the competition is. I don't know, but Luke Kuechly turned out to be great. But on that end, Fletcher Cox turned out to be even greater because he's still here and a Super Bowl champion. No knock on Luke Kuechly. Oh, man, I don't even want to get into that joke. It was rough for that dude. Yeah, but wish him the best in all his endeavors, right? Fletcher Cox proved to be a comparable pick, if not a better pick, right? Yeah. So we've got that going on. Brian Brzee just looks to pop off of the screen to me. Not to mention, he's also highly versatile, similar to Kalijah Kancey, a guy that could, if you put him at the 1, 2, or 3, from what I'm hearing, I don't really know what all these things entail as far as the 1, 2, the 2 gap, 3 gap, and all that, and just basically put him anywhere across that line. What nose, you got him on the edge, whatever you want to do. He just looked amazing. Constant pursuit. The dude never stopped. He looked fast as hell, just from what I saw off top. Brian Brzee right now, after we're hopping around, after we got off the Brian Branch train, because I just don't think we're gonna do it unless, of course, he falls to 30, which I've seen him drop as far back. The one that the mock that hurt the most so far was seeing Brian Branch going to the wee men, the Giants. It's the off season, so we're gonna give these guys a little respect till I get hyped up. Yeah, we're gonna use their proper names. I don't know how long this is gonna last. Anyway, so you've got you've had Brian Branch going to the Giants in some mock drafts across, the whole NFL, and all these guys throwing in mock drafts out there. So it's going to get real crazy and real silly in the coming days. Well, we got 23 days left. Oh, 3 weeks, 2 days. Can't wait. Can't wait for this draft. What is it, 3 weeks, 2 days? 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 days. This is 29th, right? 79. Yeah, man. No, because it starts on a Friday. It's Thursday. I feel like sometimes it starts on Thursday. I don't know, man. Enough of that. So yeah, we got that going. Brian, I like Brian Brzee, man. I think that's where I that's where I ended. Yeah. Oh, not just that. So I think the last thing we're gonna touch on before we get up out of here is running backs. Everyone seems to think we're gonna take a running back in this draft, man. But I've also heard other guys say that. I mean, at some point, right, we're going to take a running back in this draft, right? Do we really need to is the question, man. I'm hearing like your boy, what's his name? I listen to him all the time. Sports Take, Jacob Media, whatever. Barrett Brooks. Miss Brandon Brooks. Barrett Brooks, right? So Barrett Brooks seems to believe that Gainwell is going to get a load, even a higher load. Higher workload than what Miles Sanders had last season, like talking about like 15 to 20 touches a game. Like he's going to be our Christian McCaffrey is what he's saying. I mean, if he does become that, I'm all for it. But he had cogent points to tag along with that, and the fact that Gainwell was getting more run than Pollard in Memphis. He was getting more run than Gibson in Memphis. I didn't even know Pollard went to Memphis. I thought Pollard went to Oklahoma. But anyway, we'll get into that later. Try and correct myself in the comments. Whatever the case, but he said it. You know what I mean? I'm just reiterating what someone else and echoing something, so that makes you double wrong. If you're repeating some wrongs, what are you doing? Anyway, you know what's up, right? Can't wait till this green gets over here. Oh my God, flock up. So, right. So Gainwell, basically he made those points to make this point that he's an uber talented back that we may have not even scratched the surface on, which is what I love about our organization, because we make sure we get our veterans paid, and then we just got another one coming through. Boom, pow, bang. It's knocking them out, right? So if Gainwell steps up to that extent, man, it could be crazy. Not to mention we've got Penny back there. We've also got Nick Sirianni raving about Trey Sermon. So, I mean, we've just got guys back there. Not to mention Boston Scott, the Giant Slayer. So, I mean, we've got a great stable. But if we do pick somebody, this guy right here. Oh man, I forgot his name. Oh yeah, we got him. Yeah, we got him. We got this guy. You remember how when Saquon came out, you let these guys go crazy, use their top 10 draft picks for these crazy running backs. Don't get it twisted. I would love to have Bijan Robinson, but it's just not our style. It's not our thing to use such high draft capital on, as far as the NFL goes, a low commodity as far as the running back goes, man. We've seen all kinds of guys, not be top 10 guys and come out here and produce, you know what I mean? Not to mention, you've got what? You've got they picked Saquon. We snatched up Sanders, who was Saquon's backup and got comparable numbers for comparably less capital. And that's the Howie way. That's the Eagle way right now as it goes. You want to you want to maximize your assets, right? So by getting what? A Miles Sanders and a second round early was a second. I believe he was a second. I believe, yeah, he was a second round pick. Not a first round pick. So that allowed us to have him for next. No, you don't get them an extra year. You get the 5th year option with the top 10 pick, right? But anyways, paid him way less money than what they paid Saquon. And I believe over that span of 4 years, we got way more production out of Miles Sanders than they did out of Saquon. Not to poo-poo Saquon's ability or what he can do, anything like that. Just talking about maximizing the assets, maximizing what you have. Being better compensated for what you put out. You get what I'm saying. You know what I'm getting at, man. The Eagle Maniac is spinning right now. I'm feeling it like, because I'm just highly passionate about this. So you take a look at this. You've got, at least I've seen this in one mock draft. What mock draft was that? I forget what it was. Whatever the case may be, they have us picking Bijan Robinson's backup, Rashawn Johnson, with the 94 pick. And I believe it could be a retread of the same damn thing. And then you've also got a back with less miles on him, because let's admit it, Saquon came out with way more tread on the tires, way less tread on the tires. Yeah, that's how it goes. You know, way more mileage on that car than what Miles Sanders had, even though Miles Sanders was banged up quite a few times also, but not to the extent that Saquon Barkley has been banged up. You know what I mean? Some people, I don't want to speak on that about that, man. I hate talking about injuries. Y'all know how I do. Whatever the case may be, man, this guy on Rashawn Johnson looks to be a big back, somebody we can snatch up and do work with. You know what I mean? Talented change of pace running back at Texas behind All-American Bijan Robinson. Yeah. Take a look at it, y'all, man. Something to look at. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think about that, snatching them up. And just one last guy that I've seen being mocked to us quite a lot. This is someone I believe he was also at the 94 pick. And I see him as they call him a top 5 safety. I don't even think he'll be around that late for us to snatch him up. But if we need to snatch up CJGJ's replacement, somebody, I think we may have already have him in the locker room. But if he's still on that safety kick, you know what I mean? Just throw what? We throw out some linemen out there. We've thrown out some, not too many DBs. The DBs, you know, maybe we'll hop into DPs next time. You know what I'm saying? Next time to the best time type of. But this guy, Antonio Johnson, safety from Texas A&M, been hearing big things about him. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of people having him mocked to us. You know, very rarely do these things happen. But he seems to be a very athletic kid, a big kid, 6'3", 195. So that just tells you that he could probably come down in the box. Also cause mayhem on the back end, just all kinds of pass breakups. The long figure, pulls, tall, you know, dude like this, 6'3", 195, big kid back there, you know what I mean? Then again, 6'3", 195, he'd probably be kind of slight. Whatever the case may be, man, that's just what we got for your flock posse today, man. Break it down, consume it how you see fit, and get the flock up, a flock off. Not you. You know them, the haters. Hi-haters. Back from my hiatus. But until the next time, man, making your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a green time. You already know how we do, y'all. And we always got. There's so many questions for Howie Roseman right now. What are you going to do, Howie Roseman? What are you going to do? You got questions for everybody else too, man. What you going to do when Eagle Mania runs wild, stoops down, runs wild? Or you? Let's go, y'all, man. Play my music, Kingsta. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles.
E-A-G-L-E-S.